Here, day 4 for the spoilers of Modern Horizons 2. Let's be honest, Modern Horizons 2 is turning to be a very good set, even in terms of value. Let's start. I want to start the spoiler video with 3 cards that have been spoiled yesterday late in the night. Quiron Ranger for 1 green, it's a 1/1, one of those new to modern cards directly from Visions. Return a forest you control to its owner's hand, untap target creature, activate only once each turn. Glimpse of Tomorrow, this is one of those cards that does not have any mana value or any mana cost. It's a sorcery, suspend with 3 time counters for 2 red. Shuffle all permanents you own into your library, then reveal that many cards from the top of your library. Put all non-aura permanent cards revealed this way on the battlefield, then do the same for aura cards. Then put the rest in the bottom of your library in random order. If you're wondering how this card works, it's very simple. Once the 3 time counters have been removed, you will shuffle all your permanents that are lands, creatures, artifacts, enchantments, planeswalkers, etc. You will shuffle all your permanents into your library. Then you will reveal that much cards and put them on the battlefield. Let's say you had 5 lands and let's say 3 creatures, that's 8. You will reveal 8 cards. You will put all non-aura permanents on the battlefield, and then you will put aura permanents on the battlefield. The rest, that is sorceries or instance, you would put them in the bottom of your library in random order. Imperial Recruiter, yes, Imperial Recruiter will be one of those new to modern cards. Straight from Porter 3 Kingdom, it's a reprint. For 2 and 1 red, it's a 1/1, enters the battlefield, search your library for a creature card with power 2 or less, reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle. Let's start today's spoiler with a cycle of 5 cards. All of them have basic land cycle. For 1 and 1 color, you will discard this card and search your library for a basic land card, reveal it and put it into your hand. So these 5 cards are quite good for mana fixing. Bone Shards for 1 black sorcery, additional cost to cast the spell, sacrifice a creature or discard a card, destroy target creature or planeswalker. Rift Sower for 2 and 1 green, it's a 1/3, tap, add 1 mana of any color, suspend 2 for 1 green. Soul Snare for 1 white, enchantment, white, sacrifice it, exile target creature that's attacking you or a planeswalker you control. Constable of Realm 4 and 1 white, it's a 3/3, has Renowned 2. Whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on it, exile up to 1 other target non-land permanent until it leaves the battlefield. Filigree Attendant for 2 and 2 blue, it's a 3, flying, its power is equal to number of artifacts you control. Vidargo Infiltrator for 1 and 1 blue, it's a 1/3. Can't be blocked, it has Metalcraft, gets +1/+0 as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. Wandering Ghostlight 2 and 1 blue, it's a 2/2, flying for 2 and 1 blue, another target creature gains flying until end of turn, has Channel, X and 1 blue, discarded, X target creatures gains flying until end of turn. Junk Winder 5 and 2 blue, it's a 5/6, affinity to artifact. Whenever a token enters the battlefield under your control, tap target non-land permanent and opponent controls, it doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Flay Essence for 1 and 2 black, it's a sorcery, exile target creature or planeswalker, you gain life equal to the number of counters on it. Greed, this is one of those new to modern cards directly from Legends. For 3 and 1 black, enchantment, 1 black, pay to life, draw a card. Feast of Sanity 3 and 1 black, enchantment, whenever you discard a card, it deals 1 damage to any target and you gain 1 life. Dragon's Rage Channeler for 1 red, it's a 1/1, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Surveil 1, has Delirium, as long as you have 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, it gains +2/+2 and flying and attacks each combat if able. Flame Rift for 1 and 1 red, it's a sorcery, deals 4 damage to each player. Phase Gift 2 and 1 green, it's an enchantment. At the beginning of each end step, if you cast a creature and non-creature spell this turn, create a clue token, a food token, and a treasure token. Graceful Restoration 3, 1 white and 1 black, it's a sorcery, choose 1, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with additional +1/+1 counters on it, return up to 2 target creature cards with power 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Victor's Gloves 2, it's an equipment, equip creature get +2/+0 and has artifact landwalk, equip 2. Rare card, Disapprove for 1 and 1 blue, it's an enchantment, flash, enters the battlefield, draw a card, creatures lose all abilities. At the beginning of end step, sacrifice Disapprove. If you can stop the turn before the end step, and there are cards that can stop the turn, this will remain on the battlefield and all creatures will lose all the abilities. Harmonic Prodigy for 1 and 1 red, it's a 1/3, has prowess. If an ability of a shaman or another wizard you control triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. Calibrated Blast, 2 and 1 red, it's an instant. Reveal cards from top of your library until you reveal a non-land card. Put the revealed cards on the bottom of your library in a random order. When you reveal a non-land card this way, it deals damage equal to that card's mana value to any target. Has flashback 3 and 2 red. General Ferrous Rockeric, 1 red and 1 white, it's a 3-1, hexproof for monocolored. Whenever you cast a multicolor spell, create a 4/4 red-white golem artifact creature token. Academy Manufacturer, 3, it's a 1/3, it's an artifact creature, assembly worker. If you would create a clue, food or treasure token, create one of each of those tokens instead. Persist, 1 and 1 black, it's a sorcery. Choose target non-legendary creature card from your graveyard, return it to the battlefield with a -1/-1 counter on it. Lonis Cryptozoologist, for 1 green and 1 blue, it's a 1/2. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, investigate, tap, sacrifice X clues, target opponent reveals the top X cards of their library. You may put a non-land permanent card with mana value X or less from among them on the battlefield under your control. Gaia's Will, this is another card that does not have any mana value. Suspend 4 for 1 green. Until end of turn, you may play lands and cast spells from your graveyard. If a card would be put into your graveyard from anywhere this turn, exile that card instead. Ignoble Hierarch, no, it's not Noble Hierarch, but Ignoble Hierarch. For 1 green, it's a 0/1, exalted, tap to add 1 black, 1 red, or 1 green. Obsidian Charmau, 3 and 2 red, it's a 4/4. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each land your opponent controls that could produce 1 card less. It's a very good card, especially against throne lands. Flying, enters the battlefield, destroy target non-basic land an opponent controls. Piru the Volatile, 2 red, 2 white, and 2 black, it's a 7/7. Flying, lifelink, at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice it unless you pay 1 red, 1 white, and 1 black. When it dies, it deals 7 damage to each non-legendary creature. Upheaval, 4 and 2 blue, it's a sorcery, return all permanents to their owner's hands. Dermotaxi, 4/2, artifact vehicle, imprint, enters the battlefield, exile a creature card from a graveyard, tap to untap creatures you control until end of turn, it becomes a copy of the imprinted card. Bria's Apprentice, for 2 and 1 red, it's a 2/3, artifact creature, human artificer, enter the battlefield, create a 1/1 colorless top tier artifact creature token with flying, tap, sacrifice an artifact, choose 1, exile the top card of your library until end of turn, you may play that card. Target creature get +2/+0 until end of turn. Yavimiya Cradle of Growth. Now this is a big one. It's a legendary land. Each land is a forest in addition to its other types. Because each land is a forest in addition to its other land types, Yavimiya Cradle of Growth can tap for 1 green because it's a land and it's a forest. All other lands will be also a forest, so it's a very, very good card. Mythic cards. Svilun, God of Sky and Sea. For 1 and 2 blue, it's a 3/4. It's a Merfolk God, legendary creature. As long as you control 2 or more other Merfolks, it has indestructible. Whenever it attacks, draw a card. Other Merfolks you control have ward 1. This is a very good card for those Merfolk decks. Ragavan, Nibble Pilferer. For 1 red, it's a 2/1, legendary creature, Monkey Pirate. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token and exile the top card of that player's library until end of turn. You may cast that card. Dash for 1 and 1 red. Mirari's Wake, this is one of those new to modern cards directly from Judgment. A reprint, 3, 1 green and 1 white. It's an enchantment, it's a mythic card as you can see. Creatures you control get +1/+1. Whenever you tap a land for mana, add 1 mana of any type that land could produce. There is the normal version and there is a nice borderless version. Let me end this video with this card, Phantasmal Dreadmaw. Yes, it's a 4-drop blue 6/6 Die Not Tremble Dreadmaw. And as my friend E.N.D would say,
You're dead. You crazy son of a bitch, you're dead.
And it's spot on. The only difference from Colossal's Dreadmaw is that if it's become the target of a spell or ability, you need to sacrifice it. Leave me a comment below, what is your favorite card from Modern Horizons 2, and as always, subscribe to my channel for more and more spoilers of Modern Horizons 2, videos about Magic the Gathering and the collectible world.